Now for this video we will show sometimes the question comes and it says find the stationary point, find stationary point, okay, and finding them first of all, then secondly he will say justify is it a maximum or minimum, or show that it's a maximum or minimum, or find the minimum values or something. So the stage of maximum and minimum comes in the second level. So the first level, finding stationary point f prime x, as we have seen, equals 0. Up to this limit those are stationary. Still we didn't find out are those stationaries maximum or minimum, because we don't have a graph, and sometimes it's hard to sketch the graph, and sometimes it's not required to sketch the graph. So finding maximum minimum, we have to do second differentiation. For example, let's say after this x equals a, so second differentiation of the function, and we will do substitution x equals a into the second differentiation. If the second differentiation was greater than 0, so at x equals a we have a minimum, and when second differentiation is less than 0, implies that at x equals a we have a maximum, and with the second differentiation at this point a is equal to 0, we have inflection point, means it's not maximum neither minimum, inflection point. Okay, so in this case, this is our test to justify is it maximum or minimum, and we will show this with the coming example. I think this example, stationary point determine yes, the nature. Okay, let's see this example and the curve with this equation where k is constant. The point P with the coordinate x is half lies on the curve C, given that P is a stationary point. So in this question, it is indirect question. First of all, this is your y equals 4x power 3 minus 9x plus k x power negative 1. So we can do differentiation where x is greater than 0. Now the point P with this coordinate, now the point P with x coordinate lies on the C, on the curve C. So let's imagine that there is a curve where this is the point P and has the x coordinate is half. We don't know about the y coordinate. All we need to do, we can do substitution by x equals to something, so we can find. Now given that P is stationary point means that differentiation is equal to 0. So at of course x equals half, where this is the point that for P, the x coordinate. So let's differentiate. Y prime is equal to 12x squared minus 9 minus 1k x power negative 2. Now that is equals to 0. So that's at x equals half. So 12x squared minus 9 minus k over x squared is equal to 0. Substitute x equals half. That's 12 times half square is 1 over 4 minus 9 minus k divided by half square, that's a 1 over 4 equals 0, means that's a 3 minus 9 minus 4k equals 0. that's a 3, negative 9, that's a negative 6, take it to the other side, equals 6. So the k is equal to 6 over negative 4, means divided by 2 by 2, k equals negative 1.5. So this is the value of k. Oh, 3 over 2. That's a negative 3 over 2. Determine the nature of the stationary point. So this is a stationary point at x equals half. Stationary point. The nature means we will do second differentiation and substitute the value of x equals half into the second differentiation. So let's go over here. This is your first differentiation. That is your first differentiation. Of course, we'll substitute the value of k, negative 3 over 2. So the second differentiation will be, this is the second, will be 24x minus 9 is gone, minus 3 over 2. That's a positive 3 over 2. And let's substitute the value of x at x equals half, implies that the second differentiation is equal to 24 times half plus 3 over 2, and whatever the value was, this is greater than 0, means at x equals half we have a minimum. Determine the nature, that is a minimum. Justify your answer by using the second differentiation. The curve C has a second stationary point. Means there is a second stationary. Using algebra to find the value of x of this second stationary point. Means what? Means we have two stationary points. So let's go back to the y prime. Y prime is equal to 12x squared minus 9 minus 3 over 2 x power negative 2. Okay, that's your first differentiation. Now that first differentiation, to find the stationary point, we will do first differentiation equal to 0. So that's a 12x squared minus 9 plus 3 over 2 x squared is equal to 0. Now let's get rid of that x squared, so let's multiply everything by 2x squared. So this becomes 24x power 4 minus 9x squared, no 18x squared plus 3 equals 0. Let y be equal to x squared. That's your second chapter, how to factorize power 4. So that's a 24 y squared minus 18y plus 3 equals 0. So now we come to factorizing, or by general formula. If we multiply 3 times 24, that's a 72. So we need two numbers. If you multiply them 72, if you add them, you will get negative 18. It could be 9 times 8, it could be 36 times 2, it could be 6 times 12, it could be, no, there is the situation, so negative, negative. So we say that 24y squared, that minus 18 is minus 6y, minus 12y plus 3 equals 0. So taking common factor 6y, what is left for y? Minus 1, and we take the negative sign common factor, that's a negative 3. So that's 4y minus 1 equals 0. So either 6y minus 3 and 4y minus 1 equals 0. So we have the two y's. The first y is y equals half, and the second y equals 1 over 4. That is the y, people. That is not x squared. As you can see, the y is your x squared, so every y of those is in x squared. So either x squared equals half or x squared equals 1 over 4. So doing the square root, x equals plus minus half and x equals plus minus square root of half plus minus a square root of 1 over 4, which is equal plus minus 1 over 2. 1 over 2. That's the. Now the question says, let's come back to the question because we have 4 solutions, 1, 2, 3, 4 plus minus. Let's come back to the question. The question says the values of x that we need to find, they are all greater than 0. So either x equals half, we'll choose the positive value, or x equals a positive 1 over square root of 2. So those are, so the question says use algebra to find the coordinate of the second. Now we found the x coordinate, we need to find the y coordinate. All you need to do is to substitute x equals a square root of 1 over 2 into this equation to find the other y.